Oh, it's the fuzz. Watch out, Hammer fam. It's HammeredHead here with the Mandalorian Police Officer from the Clone Wars series. These figures are all pretty awesome. They all look really amazing in the packaging. Just looking them in there. I think the gray really pops on like that dark blue, cloudy background. But there's just a lot going on with the packaging here. We get a secret code, I guess, to watch Clone Wars maybe on Cartoon Network. The title here comes with a firing missile launcher, which we'll get to try out. This is the Galactic Battle Game version. They all come with a battle game card and a die, so you can like have your action figures fight each other. And then there's a special offer for a mail-away Sergeant Brick. Hasbro, if you're listening, please bring back mail-away figures. Those were really cool. Such a great concept. Mandalorian Police Officer, CW09. Mandalorian officers maintain order on Mandalore. Because this planet of warriors has become a world of peace, the guards are seldom needed for more than minor issues. But the Death Watch group has begun committing acts of violence, so the officers are prepared with riot shields and weapons in case all peaceful solutions fail. Pretty awesome. Let's take him out of the case. Officer reporting for duty. There he is out of the box, and he still looks good. It's very faithful to the show. They didn't take a lot of liberties with armor design or coloring, so the paint apps are very simple. Even the armor itself, the sculpting isn't too crazy. But he looks just like he does in the Mandalore arc. I guess he's Officer 22. He's got it painted on both shoulders and the shield. But all the way around, he just looks consistent. Very, very animated, cartoony. Especially the face. Like, it doesn't look like a normal, realistic face. It looks like they just took the exact model out of the show and put it in plastic. Which is a nice touch. And the visor can stay up, like he's packaged, or it can go down. I think this makes him look more like a grunt. Like, if this guy rolls up in the show, he's going to get got for sure. Whereas here, it's more like a hero shot. But when it's down, he's ready to go to a riot. He's ready to start enforcing the law. The articulation is not bad. He technically has a ball-jointed head, but the sculpt on the helmet makes it pretty immobile going forward and back, so it's mostly like a side-to-side operation. Then he's got ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, and then swivel wrists, waist, and hips. Nothing in the legs, which is really the biggest drawback of the articulation here. Accessories are decent. He's got this baton as like his primary weapon, which is a decent sculpt. It's kind of bent on mine. It's not bad. And he can hold it pretty well in either hand. So it fits in there decently. It's kind of loose. It's not going to fall out, but he doesn't have like a solid grip on it, so it like flails around a little bit. But it can also go on his belt here, like so. Which I think that looks really good. He also has the shield, which I really like. The color scheme is really good, matches his uniform perfectly. It's got like his badge number on there. He just grips it right here in the back. My only complaint with it are these holes. So the holes are meant to mount the rocket launcher that he comes with, which also looks pretty good. But the pegs on the launcher are too big for the holes on the shield, so it doesn't actually stick in there. So at that point, they're just holes for the sake of being holes, and it looks stupid, which is unfortunate. But he holds it really well. You just slide his hand in here, and then rotate it up and clip that onto his forearm. Now he's ready to go. He can kind of hold the rocket launcher okay. It's pretty tough to position the shoulder rest actually on his shoulder. but it doesn't look bad. I like the color scheme, and the sculpt is pretty cool. Let's just test it out. Got him. Oi, where's your permit for that hammer? Right, that's enough out of you. Dude comes with a ton of other random stuff too, which is pretty standard for this line. This is just the ad, but I just want to talk about this. Jesus, that's long. We have an ad for the Vintage Collection and an ad for the Clone Wars 3 3/4 inch line. How wild is that? That back in the day, we had 2 different 3 3/4 inch lines going at the same time. Unfathomable. There's also the mail away slip. That would have been cool to do. Again, Hasbro, please bring that back. And just a secret code to watch, I guess, clips of Season 3 of the Clone Wars. Anybody wants it, there you go. I'm going to wait for it to come out. And the stand is classic. There's the card game. There's actually a nice picture of him on there. So you're supposed to slide the card into the stand, and then these are like his bonus stats. I'll just mount him up on here. Here we go. And then he like battles someone and you roll the die. So there you go. Overall, not a bad figure. I think my biggest complaints are definitely the holes in the shield. That was a fat L. And then the hands are kind of flimsy, and I think the lack of articulation in the legs is kind of unfortunate. But the sculpt is good. It really does look like the character from the show. So he's just pleasant to look at. The shield is a really nice accessory, so if you're into like a police state or something, I'd say get a Mando Police Officer. He's pretty sweet. But let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.